Hello and welcome to this very interesting video. You may be wondering what's so interesting about it. First off, you're watching it. That makes it interesting to you at least, I hope. Maybe not. The other thing is that this is my wave box. I discovered this from another person's video, and I think it is pretty cool. It has a little track underneath with bars that lets you create a wave pattern in just a random box of pieces. It could be whatever kind of pieces you want. I actually put in blue clear pieces to look kind of like water, and I also equipped it so that it could hold ships. Okay, I'll admit, I built this wave box specifically to hold naval battles between ships that actually move. Most of the time, at least. Now, you may be wondering how this works. If not, then sorry, because I'm about to tell you anyway. So, first off, I've got these little track pieces on the top. This lets the wave go without letting any pieces drop down, most of the time. I will say tiles and slope pieces do drop down. You could add more track pieces or nets or stuff to help catch stuff, but I'm just not going to use those pieces. I'm not going to bother with it. Then on the bottom here we've got this track with pieces stuck onto it. A 1x3 piece or a 1x6 piece can just be stuck onto these tracks because of the position of its holes and the holes on the tracks and the width of the tracks. So I've just got some 1x6 pieces. I think that's 1x6 and that one maybe. Nope, that's a 1x6 too. And we've got tiles on top of each of them to make them slide well. And basically it just goes across the top here. There's some tiles underneath there to support it. You may not be able to see that right there in the middle. And it just goes through and pushes it up. I've got two tracks here so the waves are more often rather than having to wait a full cycle for it to come back. Then I've got little lever pieces here to hold these tracks on so that they can move kind of freely up and down so you don't have as jerky of starts and stops. I had some trouble with that when they were basically directly attached to the sides. It would begin and then it would start with a jerk and then it was smooth from about there to there and then jerk again to end. And then it was also holding stuff together and made it a bit trickier to work. I also haven't included a bottom on this, not just so that we can see inside, but for multiple reasons. So pieces that drop in do not catch in the mechanism, they just drop through and land on the bottom where they stay out of anybody's way. There's like a 2-tile gap there where they can just sit. This thing still works when there are pieces underneath it. The other is so that it doesn't squeeze this together, because when the tile is squeezing it together, it grips onto these bars as they pass. And you may notice there's a bit of friction at some points as they go, but that's just because of these walls. They have to be there in order for this system to work, and I especially have to have these tile lines up here, otherwise pieces would drop through. So yeah, that is the workings of the wave box. So now, some measurements for when you build your own. I've got these little pipe pieces here holding on the rubber bands. I've just got a rainbow loom rubber band across the front of these levers to hold them back so they don't swing forward and let everything go. Then I've got headlight bricks. You cannot see the fronts of them, but they're holding on one plate and the lever, which is angled up and attached with the rubber band to hold everything together. And that is just one brick below the other one. The one brick below that, I've got this little crankshaft here which leads into two of these, I think it's 12 tooth or 16 tooth gears. And there's two here, 2 bricks apart. Each of these takes a 3 wide space. Then I've got this little platform coming out into the middle, which goes a couple of studs up, and then lets this track rest along it. Now for the boats. For the boats I use the same trick as those little pushers for the wave box. I just have pieces down here that let me attach it straight onto the tracks, and they can just go on whichever tracks I want to on the top set of tracks, facing each other. So let's build these boats, and then I've got a couple extra to show you. First off, we've got the little bases that attach to the tracks. There's 2 types. They both have 1x6 plate or 2 1x3 plates. One has a 1x2 plate across the middle. This one's used to hold up my Galleon. And one has a 1x2 jumper plate, which has only its one stud, and I use this one to hold up my Japanese junk. Okay, so here are the pieces we're going to need for the Galleon. First off, I've got these 2 2x3 plates. These are going to go one on each side, along with these 1x3 tiles, to make the sides of the boat. Then we've got these 1x2 tiles. These go on the back to help with the back, make the back part of the ship a bit longer. We've got 4 of these jumper plates, These are each used in different spots. We've got 3 of them used for the back, and another one of them for a different area. Then we've got this little slope tile, which goes along with this slope to make the very front tip of the boat. And we've got these 2 little poles, which are used for the masts, of course. And we've got these 2 1x1 tiles. These are used with these plates to hold up the masts at the perfect angle, perfect distance. I find it the right distance, though it's easy to change if you don't like that distance. We've got these 2 brown 1x1 clips. These could be done in white as well, but these are basically just to hold these pieces, the large sails, onto the masts. These 1x1 clips are the small sails just on their own. And then we've got, last of all, these Travis bricks. These hold on the side plates and hold the entire ship to its base, as well as keep things distanced right. So these are probably the most important brick. Let's get building. Okay, to build our galleon, first off we're going to need to take this little headlamp brick. It's going to be basically the center of our galleon. Then we're going to want to take our 1 Travis brick and attach the top stud to the back of this headlamp brick. So then we've got, this is going to be the back of the boat, and these 2 studs are going to be the front. So to mark out the front, let's take our slope and the little angled brick in the slope there, and just attach that right onto the front. Now we've got the prow of our boat. Then what we want to do is take these 2 little 1x1 tiles. I've already attached them together, but just stack them and put them right on the bottom of this headlamp brick. This is going to be the middle part of the deck. If you have anything cool to put on the middle part of the deck, I'd like to know, because I haven't had any ideas on how to decorate it. It does seem a bit cramped there to me. Then another headlamp brick back here, and to the bottom of that we're going to want to attach Travis brick, except not having that on the bottom. We're going to want that to have that out to the back, aligned with this headlamp brick. So you've got both of these studs out to the back, and this one has stud down, this one has its hole down. So then we can take that, and to each side add a 1x3 plate. Once we've done that, we can take our 2 1x3 tiles and attach those, 1 on each side. Now we've got the main body of our ship done. Now what we want to do is take a jumper plate and put it on the back of this headlamp brick going side to side. And then take another one and put it on the bottom. So this is the beginning of the back, I guess, captain's quarters of the boat. Then what we want to do is take the next 2 jumper plates and attach 1 on each side of this top one. So you've got it sticking up just a little bit. Then we can take these last 2 1x2 tiles and stick them each on the back. And now the entire hull of our ship is complete, except the sails. What we have to do is stick those in each of the head bricks so that it goes down basically till you meet resistance again when it hits the stud of the Travis brick. And then what we want to do is take each of these jumper plates and attach our little clip onto the back. And then we can take this to the pole and clip that right on. And then our next one. Try to attach them straight on. This will make things a bit easier later. And approximately level with each other as well. Then we've got this little clip to add to the top. Right there. That looks about good to me. Just try to get the spacing that you'd think of for a pirate ship. Then this one goes right here. Now to make it look like it's actually going, we need to tilt both of these a bit. So I like to tilt them off to the right, like this, so you've got them both lined up like that. But you could tilt yours to the left if you wanted to. And that is our galleon. The galleon uses this little 1x2 brick rather than the 1x2 jumper plate, and that holds it center on our little wave box. Now for a Japanese ship, the junk. We've got 2 2x4 tiles here. The Japanese junk is a lot longer. These are going to put up the sides again, but we've got a bit more because the ship is bigger. And we've got 2 1x4 tiles. I'm pretending this is a 1x4 tile because I couldn't find another 1x4 tile. I just got one 1x2 tiles. They'll work the same as 1x4 tiles. We've got 2 1x2 tan tiles, not brown. Those make up the kind of thatched roof of the back. We've got 2 1x2 plates here. And then we've got another 3 1x1 slopes. 2 of these are used on the back, and 1 of them is used on the front. Then we've got 2 sticks again for the masts. Then we've got a 1x2 jumper plate, 4 little 1x1 plates, these are used a lot more than in the Galleon. We've got a clip here, kind of look like a lion's face on the front of the junks. Then we've got a 1x1 brick here. This is a microscale model, which makes me kind of impressed that I was able to fit a full brick in there. Then we've got 2 Travis bricks. Again, we're using 2, but we're not using the same as the Galleon. We're using one of them in the back for the headquarters, the captain's quarters, and one of them in the same spot as the one on the Galleon is being replaced by this brick. Then we've got 2 headlamp bricks to hold up the masts like on the Galleon. You may be wondering where the sails are. If you haven't noticed yet, then you're probably not wondering. But the thing is, there's 6 1x1 red tiles and 6 1x1 red clips. But that's kind of arduous to organize, so I didn't. I just collected them all, and there they are. So yeah, 6 of each. And make sure the clip goes sideways, because an up and down clip will not clip onto the mast right. Okay, let's get building our Japanese junk. First off, what we're going to want to do is grab a Travis brick and headlamp brick, attach them so the bottoms are together, so it could both stand on a plate together. Then what we want to do is take a 1x1 tile and attach it to the top of the headlamp brick. Then our little 1x1 clip and attach it to the top of that. So it kind of looks like you've got the top and the bottom there. So the clip has a top and a bottom, not a left and right. Then we're going to want to take one of our little slope pieces and put that right beneath that. This is going to be the front of our Japanese junk. Unlike the Galleon, which had this one pointing down and the other one pointing back, ours is going to be reversed. This one's pointing back and the other one doesn't exist. So next, let's take 2 1x1 tiles and put them on the bottom of each of these. Then we can take our next headlamp brick and plug that right on the back. And then our 1x1 brick and push that into the bottom. This is going to be where our boat stands. Then we want 2 1x1 tiles, one right there, and the next one right behind it. And then we can take our jumper plate and put that right on the top. Kind of like the captain's quarters on the Galleon, except this one is only 1 wide, because then we're going to add the roof part. To do that, we're going to take a Travis brick and place it diagonally, so it's got an edge on top rather than a little stud right on the back there. Then we're going to take our 2 1x1 tiles and put one on one side and one on the other. Then we can take our 2 little slope pieces and put them both on the bottom, pointing down, like this. And that is our little captain's quarters at the back of our boat. The last thing to do to build the whole of the boat is to take our 2x4 tiles and 2x4 plates and put them on, so that the tile is jumped 1 back from the plate. This should come up next to this slope on the captain's quarters. It will not be perfect, there's still going to be an angle gap in there, but it is pretty close for micro scale. And then same on the other side. On this one I'm using 1x2 plates. It works just as well, except it is a bit more fragile. But I didn't have another 1x4 tile. Next we want to take our masts and stick them in right there and there. And here's where we get to the tricky part. We're going to want to attach each of our clips, have its little tile on top. Then what we want to do is take one, put it about there on each mast, point it a bit backwards. Then what we're going to want to do is take one and kind of push it in, like you're trying to clip it in right there, right above. It should have a corner leaning on that other one on the bottom. Then we're going to take another one and put it right beneath with a little gap between these bottom 2. Like that. And that looks good. Now all we have to do is do that for the other sail. One note, this ship uses the jumper plate tile to fix it onto the wave box. This holds it straight in the middle, whereas the Galleon's attach point is off to the side. This one is right in the middle. And that is our Japanese junk. So beyond these 2 ships, you were promised some other ships, and I hope you can recognize them, because if not, I've done a terrible job. First off is this. This is intended to be a modern cruiser. It's got multiple decks along the top there. We've got a little engine in the back here. Then we've got this clip and a lightsaber handle. I'm kind of pretending this is the guns on the top deck, though it's kind of bad for at micro scale. This is built using one of these bricks that has 2 studs on the sides and the top, and then it's got those little depression on the bottom. It can fit that tile, And then it works with this kind, which can just plug straight into it, which holds it really firm. It works the same as the Galleon. Next up, I have to say this one's one of my favorites. It is a Kraken. Here we've got its little eyeballs. These are levers with which I've taken the lever out and stuck it in through the back, putting it in backwards. Here we've got a little front of lever, which means this tile can't go all the way on because it's being stopped by those. But it's a Kraken. I also built these tentacle pieces, just hinges at the bottom with red tile hinges and a bunch of little white dots. These can be put up at different areas to surround the enemy ship. I've got 2 more of those. So yep, it's a 3 tentacled Kraken. The next is from the Nickelodeon cartoon series Avatar, which I enjoyed. If you haven't seen it, this is going to make no sense. This is Prince Zuko's ship. We've got his little catapult there, and the little command tower with its red windows. There's a little engine back here, and the little dock which he uses to take his little motorboat out. So yes, that is the Prince Zuko's airship. It is meant to fit on one of these 1x2 plates. It holds this front and the back so that they're equal, approximately. Though the 1x2 jumper plate tile should work as well, but this front will be a bit close to the edge. And last, we have a Sky Bison. This one was a bit tricky, because it's so small. Here I've got a bucket handle connected to a headlamp brick, with a little tile on the front, though that could be a plate as well. We've got 2 1x2 plates, one on each side. This little tan, pointy tooth horn piece on the back to look like a saddle. We've got another 1x1 brick in the back, and then this little pole on the bottom. This is meant to connect to the jumper plate kind of stand, so it can stand straight and basically be flying. This pole, if I had a clear version, I would use that, but I do not. So here we've got a Sky Bison connected to the water by a large white pole. Yeah, that doesn't quite work. So anyway, here are the extra ships that I've built. Hello everybody, thank you so much for watching. Please leave your comments in the comments, and if you have any other designs of ships that you've built, I would love to see them. Anyway, I'll see you in my next video. What's the next video going to be on? If you have any ideas for the next video, please let me know, because I don't quite have a topic yet.